Welcome to ISE's Equity Index Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on ISE and other industry indexes, hosted by Patrick Ceresna, a derivative market specialist and investment manager with extensive expertise in options and the broader derivative markets. ISE trades options on more than 15 proprietary sector indexes, as well as broad-based indexes and a variety of licensed benchmarks. ISE continually enhances its trading systems and develops new index options products to provide investors with the best marketplace and investment tools to trade smarter.
Hello and welcome to the ISE Equity Index Outlook for September 13th, 2010. This is Patrick Ceresna. As always, we start off with a chart of the S&P 500 using that SPDR exchange traded fund symbol SPY. We had a very good base that came in a couple weeks ago, right around that 105, 106 level on the downside, and subsequently now we're seeing a very solid rally that actually is holding in very well. One of the things we were talking about last week was whether or not the bulls were able to dig in and actually contain all the selling after such a nice robust start. Well, overall, they have been able to work it higher now up into the 111, 112 area. At this juncture, we probably are going to see some follow through in on Monday, and then a major turning point coming in at the retail sales number. We've been sort of void of any real good news announcement last week, and so this week's retail sales may be the catalyst for the next move higher or lower. So we probably will see a market kind of gravitating toward that 113, 114 area, and then whichever way the retail sales kind of drive the market momentum will be the next level. Really at this stage, the measured move higher, now that we've broken up toward the zone, can actually even go as high as the 114, 116. So even though we're observing this 113, 14 area, which is the previous highs, if there is a good retail sales number, we could find ourselves working our way all the way up in there. In the same regards, if there's any reason for the market to actually turn around off of this point, whether that retail sales turns the market or not, a break of that 110 area on the downside will be where we'll be looking for a little bit of a deeper retracement. But at this stage, a lot of the very bearish scenarios that we had have been at minimum neutralized. So we're just going to be watching how the price action is contained here going into this retail sales number. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE U.S. Regional Banks Index, which is symbol JLO. We've seen some relative weakness in this index, but overall, the key thing here is that if the market is actually destined to go higher, I really see very little catalyst for regional banks to be making lower lows. So even though we are looking at overhead resistance being pretty strong here at the 22, 22.5 area, if the market is given any good push higher on the S&P, the regional bank should break above that zone and work its way back higher into that trade range zone that it was stuck in for months between that 25 and 23 area. So we'll be watching which way the market makes that turn on that retail sales number, and if that's gives the market a bullish push, we'll be looking for another push higher. In the same regards, though, if that retail sales number comes out negative, and we turn around and see the market rolling over, then a breakdown from this flag would at minimum have a retest of the previous low to create something more like a double bottom formation at minimum. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE index. This is an index of all the casino, tobacco, and distiller companies. Overall, we see that nice consolidation flag in August, and now the bullish breakup toward the 114, 115 zone. This is that overhead resistance where it made the previous highs back in July. This is going to be a turning point because, again, if that market makes that bullish break higher, the Sindex will actually make a move to the measured move targets all the way up in the 119 to 122 area, the previous highs of May and April as well. So be watching very carefully whether or not that market makes that move, giving the Sindex the go ahead for a higher move. Next year, I want to take a look at the ISE Home Builders Index, which is symbol RUF. Here we've seen a little double bottom occurring here and a sideways consolidation. I don't necessarily want to imply being bullish on the Home Builders Index, but it could very well be at this stage that we've seen some sort of a bottoming formation, which at least is not bearish anymore. If we see a proper technical breakout above these highs around this 925, 950, 975 area on the upside, we can start looking for more bullish scenarios, but at this stage treat it range bound with some bottoms being put in. Next here, I want to take a look at the ISE Natural Gas Index, which is symbol FUM. We also are seeing a little bit of a consolidation flag working its way higher. Has not been able to beat the retracement zones, but if there's a lot of broader market buying, then it may be able to move its way higher. The natural gas commodity itself continues to be weak and is drawing the market lower on the commodity side, so that should damper the natural gas index a little bit. But if the whole market has some good momentum, we could see that natural gas index come and retest those highs of August back up around the 100-102 area on the upside. Finally, I want to take a look at the ISE Mini FTSE 100 Index, which is symbol UKX. The FTSE has actually made a break to a higher high right above that 540-545 focal point. That's a very bullish move, and now a lot of the international markets, including the Canadian markets, are already very bullish. The S&P has not made this breakout move yet. It's been sort of lagging compared to a lot of these international indices, but there's definitely now a breakout, so there's room for the FTSE to work its way up off this flag all the way up into 560, even as high as 580 on the upside, where all the highs came in April. So we'll be watching for a little bit more follow through here. At this stage, with there having so many up days, there probably is a little bit of profit taking somewhere coming in, but so long as that's contained at above the 530, 540 areas, then this upside target should still be a very reasonable place to be heading for the market. That was your ISE Equity Index Outlook. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Patrick Ceresna and to sign up for free index options trade alerts, visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE index options, visit us at www.ise.com/indexoptions.